Welcome to The Perspective. I'm Mike Sherbino, and I'm excited today to tell you about what I might call a developing story. It's in a place called Marble Falls, Texas, and if you haven't heard about it yet, you soon will. But there we're discovering that phrase coming true, that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And the picture that we're talking about is the one that I'm holding on my lap. It's the Prince of Peace portrait. An incredible story that you're going to hear about in a moment, and how that hundreds, thousands, and we're expecting 1 million people are going to flock to Marble Falls to see face on this incredible portrait. Who painted it? How did it get there? And what's the story behind it are some of the things we're going to discuss in just a moment. But I want you to watch a video with me, and then we're going to come back and we're going to meet two amazing ladies, Donna Wilcox and Alaina Woods, as they talk about what is happening at the Beloved Gallery. Watch this.
One more time, Akiana. How old were you when you painted that?
I was 8 years old.
And she had a vision.
This magnificent work of art was painted.
Internationally renowned for her Prince of Peace.
Beloved Gallery's exhibition, Akiana the Early Years, tells the story of Akiana Kramerik's Prince of Peace painting, a portrait of Jesus completed by Akiana when she was only 8 years old. But then the painting was stolen and hidden away for almost 2 decades before it found its home in Beloved Gallery. Akiana the Early Years showcases 13 of her original paintings and several of her childhood poems. The gallery's co-founders, Louis and Kirsten Cerny, have made the exhibition free of charge to the public, with the goal of 1 million people experiencing Prince of Peace and the miraculous story behind it. Beloved Gallery is the only place in the world where guests can view Akiana's work publicly and learn more about this remarkable child prodigy who is now a master fine artist. We personally invite you and your organization to be our guests at Akiana the Early Years.
Well, Donna and Alaina, thank you for being a part of our program today. I'm so excited to talk about Beloved. And Donna, would you begin by explaining what Beloved is? I know it's a gallery, it's part of a foundation, but there's so much more, and you give leadership to it. So that's amazing.
Yes. So Beloved Gallery is located in the Central Texas Hill Country, and we are just a driving distance from Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, and Houston. And Marble Falls is a charming town here in Central Texas, nestled among the lakes, and as I said, accessible to the major cities. And it's known for its stunning views and friendly atmosphere. Beloved Gallery is a nonprofit organization, and it was created to honor God through inspiring faith through art.
That's I've been to Marble Falls once. I'm looking forward to coming back. And it's going to be, and it is becoming, a beacon of hope. Alaina, tell me what your role is with the gallery and what all you're involved with doing.
Sure. So I'm the marketing director for Beloved, and my job really is to make sure that everything that we share and share with the world and put out is in alignment with, first and foremost, what God has for our organization. And our brand and the way that we're telling stories, all as a reflection to bring him glory. So that's what I do.
Well, the next question could literally take a good hour, and we don't have that. But we have this incredible painting, the Prince of Peace, and that really has become a focus of your gallery. I wonder, Donna, if you could tell us a bit of the backstory, and Alaina,
Sure.
whenever you want, you can chime in. Okay.
Yes. Yes, so the Prince of Peace was created by Akiana Krameric when she was 8 years old. Akiana was a child prodigy in both fine art and poetry, and she was inspired by her heavenly visions to paint many pieces, but in particular, the Prince of Peace. And this painting is the most recognized face of Jesus in the world today.
Yeah, but she lost it or it was taken. Alaina, tell me that part of the story.
So and the painting was entrusted to an unethical art agent. The family had partnered with him to Hope Exhibition and showcase the painting, and he actually sold it without their permission. So they weren't familiar with where the painting ended up, and it was missing for over 16 years.
So how did we get the painting again, Donna? This is like you're being a sleuth, trying to search out where this thing just disappeared to, and incredibly it appeared again.
Yes. So Akiana thought she would never see the painting again, but her mother received word from the Lord that the world would see the painting. Almost 20 years after they lost the painting, that it became available for acquisition. And our family, the founders of Beloved Gallery, were eager to acquire the painting. They knew that it needed to be shared with the world. And that was in the fall of 2019. And we began construction on Beloved Gallery in January of 22, and we opened to the public in April of 2023.
But there really is so much to the story, and we both agreed at the beginning we don't have enough time to tell the story. When the painting was lost, Akiana did another painting. It was almost like the forgiveness painting. Can you tell me about that?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So she painted Father Forgive Them, and it was actually put up on her heart as a way to forgive. And what's remarkable about the Krameric family in general is no matter the trials they face, they carry this amazing weight of forgiveness towards others. And so she painted, it's actually a portrait version of Jesus with his hands up, with a dark background, and he's looking up, and it's their intimate conversation, Jesus and the Father, and his compassion of forgiveness for us.
I'm finding it intriguing. When I met you ladies about 6 weeks ago now, somewhere near the end of January, certainly it was you, Donna, first that I met, and you were kind enough to give me a copy of this picture and also a beautiful book that talks about the gallery. But I have this in my office, and as people come in, I say, have you ever seen this? They say, oh yeah, I've seen it. And now with the gallery growing in leaps and bounds, you have this ambitious goal to see 1 million people come to Marble Falls. Is that correct?
That is right. That's correct, Mike. And we also want to reach people through digital means, a virtual tour that we plan to launch soon. But we invite 1 million people to make a pilgrimage out to Marble Falls, Texas, and enjoy the gallery. We have guests come from all over the world. So far, all 50 countries and Catalina Island, all 50 states and 56 countries in just 3 years. And we want people to come out to Marble Falls, visit the gallery, come twice over a weekend, and then enjoy just our beautiful, the nature and the people of Texas. They so warmly welcome people from all over the world.
I think that if I had the entrepreneurial spirit, I would try to buy property next to the gallery and pitch my own hotel, because there's going to be a lot of people coming. Why are they coming? What is it that's drawing them to come? Alaina, why don't you help us with that one?
Sure. So, over the years, this painting was created over 20 years ago, and luckily the Kramerics were able to have a very high resolution copy of the painting, which is how it circulated the world. And I think God used this image to really inspire faith in people through all different types of walks of life. Some people come and they share that they were in a really dark place, or that they just needed some hope. And then this picture and this image would come up for them. And so it's certainly a tool that God has used to increase faith. And so I think a lot of the initial guests that come to the gallery were wanting to see the painting face to face after it's provided so much support for them. But then also people see it for the first time and they're just intrigued. I think the Holy Spirit just leads them. And they're coming to this unexpected place, an art gallery. And ultimately, our goal and our mission is for them to leave with a deeper desire to know Jesus.
That's beautiful. And we're going to come back and unpack that because I know there are incredible stories of people who have been permanently touched in their lives as they've had an encounter with this incredible painting. But more importantly, they had an encounter with Jesus himself. And we want to hear some of those stories and more about Beloved in just a moment. We're going to be right back. Friends, you're watching The Perspective right now. My name is Mike Sherbino. I'm going to be back in just a moment with Donna and Alaina. Welcome back to The Perspective. We're here talking about this incredible painting called The Prince of Peace. And right now we're going to talk again to Donna Wilcox and Alaina Wood. Donna and Alaina, thank you for taking the time to be on the program. This is an amazing story. We're not going to exhaust it, but let's come back to the gallery itself. You want people to come and not just see it digitally, but you want them to come and see the painting with their own eyeballs. Why is that? And there's got to be, I know there are some incredible stories that have happened because people have made the trek.
Yes. Yes, there are, Mike. Each day we invite the Holy Spirit to just surround every single person who visits Beloved Gallery. And we just create a space for people to come and encounter the Lord. And one of my favorite stories is about a man who is an Army veteran. He has his grandfather and his father and great-grandfather were all servicemen in the U.S. military. And John faced tremendous PTSD and emotional scars left on him by his military service or during his military service. And after visiting Beloved Gallery and standing in front of the Prince of Peace painting, he felt a deep transformative experience. All of his life and throughout his family, they associated the color green because of the color of military uniforms with pain and fear and many other negative feelings and emotions. And after hearing Akiana's story and her version of the color green and looking into the color of the eyes of the Prince of Peace that she painted, which are a deep blue-green, John said that it completely changed his perspective of the color green, and he felt just an overwhelming wash over him of peace, just a transformative experience for him. And that's one of the stories of faith that we share.
That's an amazing story. Alaina, what are some of your favorite thoughts as you see people come in and experience the painting?
Well, when we first opened, our goal was to share the story. And we noticed as people were walking through that God just continually was meeting them where they were, which shouldn't be surprising, right? But every guest comes in a certain situation or place, and they find some for themselves. Maybe not even in the Prince of Peace, other paintings. One of my favorite stories is little Hadara Bell. She came to the gallery at age 5, and her mother shared with our tour guide that she had visited heaven. And when she was 3, she had a dream, and she was taken to heaven, and she met Jesus, and she had all these encounters, and she described them to her mother. But when she saw Prince of Peace, she shared, "That's my Jesus." And so when she got to see the original, she walked into the room and she said, "Hey, Jesus, it's me. I'm all grown up now."
That story gives me goosebumps just listening to it. Donna, tell me a little bit about Akiana because she has had many encounters with the Lord and has seen things in dreams and visions.
Yes, she has. She began, well, the Lord began visiting her through dreams and visions at around the age of 4, 3 or 4. That's as far back as she can remember. But what's so profound about the Lord choosing this little girl is her mother came to the U.S. from communist Lithuania, and she was an atheist. And her father was born around the Chicago area, and he was, agnostic at best. And Akiana has 2 older brothers and 2 younger brothers, and they were homeschooled. They had no Bible, no television, very little outside influence. And because of the Lord's visitation to Akiana, it changed their whole family. And so that's just an amazing story. And that's we call it our proof that God was in this all along.
So you think about the other drawings that she has done, and
Yes.
many of them, but how many do
Yes.
you have in the gallery itself?
So we have 14 original paintings. We are the only public exhibition of her works in the world. And Akiana, as I mentioned, is a fine artist. She's known for these very large scale paintings, very detailed, very a lot of detail in the heavenly realm. The colors are vivid and unusual. Our paintings range from her painting them from age 8 to 16, and that's why we call our collection Akiana the Early Years. 4 of our paintings are of Jesus.
So where is she at right now in her own journey? Is she continuing to get dreams and revelations?
Mhm. Go ahead.
So she is a little more reserved about her current experiences and intimacy with the Lord, but she lets inspiration come to her, and each painting that she works on, she still gets up very early and paints every morning. Every painting that she works on, it kind of takes a life of its own, and she has some remarkable works that she is producing, and she's actually recently told us that she's going to move back into some of the larger paintings. As of recent, she's been working on a smaller scale, but she's going to be moving back to the large scale paintings, which will be really exciting to see.
That's very
I
exciting.
do want to add one thing to that. I think a year ago, she was visiting the gallery with a large group that we had for some special event, and she was asked, do you see visions of Jesus? And her answer to the crowd was, he's next to me all the time.
Love that answer.
Yeah.
As you think about the gallery and all that's happening, what excites you for the future? I know you've got an exhibition planned in the fall, which is going to come very quickly. Can you just tell us briefly what that's all about?
Mm-hmm. So we have an annual event. It's called Our Fall Affair, which is a celebration of faith through art. This will be our 3rd year putting on. It's kind of this amazing get-together conference, but with a lot of inspiration of celebrating the arts. And this year's theme will be commissioned. Because we can be commissioned as an artist, but we're also commissioned to share the gospel. And so the theme is commission, sharing faith through art. And so people come from all over the world to meet Akiana, experience some of the keynote speakers, live painting and dancing, and the celebration of the arts and how our creativity came from the Creator. And so whenever we're practicing art or putting together and using that creativity, it's just a way to glorify Him.
Really exciting to hear that. And as you're unpacking it, it almost makes me think that many of us, especially within the church, we have missed so much by not celebrating and entering into the arts because God is an incredible creator. And what we're seeing here and what we see at the gallery is, it really is mind-boggling. I just want to thank you both for being with us today. I want you to come back again real soon and to keep us updated with what is happening. Any last words? I always want to give special ladies the last word. I've learned that having 5 daughters.
Well, we just want to thank everyone for watching, and we want to invite you to come to the gallery. There is an experience for you there. Just come and hear the story, experience the painting, and see how God used Akiana's obedience to anoint what she did. We don't worship her or the painting. We just create a space where people can come and have a quiet place to hear from the Lord.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And I look forward to Anna and you, Alaina, being back on the program again.